Definitely the most common mistake that an investor makes doing it on their own is doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. Investors acting on their own have almost perfect execution when it comes to buying high and selling low, and it's really difficult to make money when you do that. What a professional investment advisor brings is a more holistic approach to actually when you should enter the markets and when you should exit the markets. And that's usually contrary to what investors do when they're acting solely on their own. If I was going to give you one ingredient to being a successful investor, I would say it's patience. Most people will buy a stock, buy a mutual fund, buy an ETF, and if they don't see it moving in the right direction after a week or 2 weeks or even a month, they sell it and they do something else. When I tell people if they're gonna manage money on their own, I would pick 5 or 6 companies that you deeply believe in, buy them, and not look at them for at least 6 months. So I'd say the most important ingredient if you're being an investor is definitely patience. The financial planning part of investing is probably more important than the security selection process itself. I mean, how are you going to get to point B if you don't know where point A is? So we always tell people what we do first is we construct a plan, then we implement the plan, and then we monitor the plan. So the planning process is just as important as anything else in the overall investment management approach. ESG investing is like any other type of investing where it's values-based. We have clients that believe deeply in ESG and we help them position their portfolios with a tilt towards ESG. We have other clients that don't want to invest in so-called sin stocks, which could be gambling, firearms, tobacco, and we help them avoid those industries. So just like anything else, ESG is a value-based decision, and I think we're a unique manager that helps every client, no matter what their value is, navigate those potholes in the road and invest along their values. Do I see a recession on the horizon? That's probably the number one question that I'm asked on a daily basis as the Chief Investment Officer. And I would say at this point, it's yet to be determined. I would say there's a 70% chance of no recession, probably 30% chance of a recession at this point. The things that we're watching closely to determine if a recession is on the horizon is unemployment, GDP, which is gross domestic product, and the inflation pressures that we're seeing through things like the CPI and the PPI. I think the Fed has done an extraordinary job through a very difficult time. And if I had to pick one side on which to plant my flag, I would say we're probably not going to see a recession in the next 12 months. I hope you found this video interesting. If there was anything that you're thinking about that we didn't cover today, please reach out to us and we'll sit down and talk about it.